So in last class, I discussed about the hormones which release from the anterior pituitary. Okay, all the hormones from the anterior pituitary, we discussed about them. Now, before we end with the pituitary gland, we are going to talk about the posterior pituitary now. Posterior pituitary. And if you remember about the posterior pituitary, I said that from here the two hormones are secreted. Two hormones are secreted from here. One is the oxytocin. One is the oxytocin, and the another one is the, just a second, let me allow the others some more waiting. Oxytocin, and the another one is ADH. Now remember one thing, that these hormones are oxytocin and the ADH. They are, as I told you many times, they are synthesized in hypothalamus. Remember, again and again, I am explaining this thing. That means you can understand the importance of these questions. They are synthesized in the hypothalamus. Remember, both oxytocin and ADH. Only they are stored here. They are stored in posterior pituitary, and as and when they are required, they are released from here. Okay, they are released from here. So first of all, about the oxytocin we are talking here. Oxytocin, which is also named as birth hormone. It is also named as birth hormone, or also named as milk ejecting hormone. Milk ejecting hormone, or also named as pitocin. Pitocin. These are the some other name of the oxytocin. Oxytocin, pitocin, birth hormone, or milk ejecting hormone. It is, which is actually synthesized in the hypothalamus, and then it is stored in the posterior pituitary or neurohypophysis, and as and when required from here it is secreted. So now the question comes that what is the function of oxytocin? So the one important function of the oxytocin is the ejection of the milk. Remember, in last class yesterday, I already explained that prolactin is the hormone which is responsible for the synthesis of the milk, for the formation of the milk in the mammary gland. Milk is formed by the prolactin. And after that, the secretion of the milk, ejection of the milk out of the mammary gland is the function of oxytocin under the, I told you, the suckling reflex. Okay, so remember this thing. Oxytocin is responsible for milk ejection. As well as it is also called as birth hormone. Why it is called as birth hormone? Because this is the hormone which is responsible for the labor pains caused end of the pregnancy. You all might have seen in several movies and all that just before the delivery of a baby, in the females, a specific type of the pains originate in the uterine region. See, if I make you understand by a simple diagram of the female body, the genitalia structure, this is the uterus and this is the vagina. So remember, the embryo, the baby is here in the uterus, and that is strongly attached with the help of the umbilical cord and the placenta in the uterus over there. So until and unless this baby is not detached from the body from here, okay, until and unless it is not detached from the uterine wall. How this baby will come out? It will not be possible. So what happened? Just before the delivery of the baby, in the female body, some specific pains originate under the influence of this oxytocin hormone, and these pains are called as labor pain. And during this, the involuntary muscles of uterus, of uterine wall, okay, they start contracting and relaxing rhythmically. Rhythmic contraction and relaxation takes place over there. Contraction and relaxation. Okay, rhythmic contraction and relaxation takes place. And because of this rhythmic contraction and relaxation from the endometrium wall, what happened? That this baby detached from the wall of the endometrium and ready for the delivery. So these labor pains are specifically caused by the oxytocin. Now, we all know the pregnancy period or the gestation period. Pregnancy period means gestation period. In humans is exactly 9 months and 10 days. Okay. Or in days, if I say, it is at approximately 280 days. But suppose now in a female who is a pregnant one, 9 months are completed. After that, the 10 days are also completed over there, and still the labor pain not caused. Still the labor pain are not caused. Then what? We cannot wait for the for a few more days for the labor pain, because if this baby is increasing in the size, then it can be harmful for the pregnant woman also and for the baby itself also. Size बढ़ता गया तो uterus को फट जाएगा. Okay. So in that case, what happened? The doctors administered an injection which is available in the market by the name of the Pitocin, and this Pitocin is what actually? This is the oxytocin hormone, and they inject Pitocin to the female, and soon the labor pain originate and the delivery can be taken place over there. These days, you all might have heard about some other things also, that some of the people are administering these oxytocin hormone to the cattle for the milk ejection. For milk ejection, okay, in the cattle, and in this way that milk is supplied to you. And that's why it is said that हमको इस तरह का दूध जो कि milk which is used by oxytocin, produced ejected by the oxytocin, should not be used because it may be harmful. Yes, of course, there may be certain side effects of it on the humans. If excess dose of the oxytocin is taken up by a pregnant woman, suppose, समझना, a pregnant woman taking the excess dose of the oxytocin. Suppose a pregnant woman is having the pregnancy of the 5 months, meanwhile, not completed 9 months, 5 months. And to this female, if what? The oxytocin is administered, what will happen? Early labor pain will cause. And because of this early labor pain, the premature delivery may be there or the baby may die. Okay? So abortion may take place in that case. And that's why it is suggested कि भैया ऐसे cattle से दूध जो है नहीं पीना चाहिए, especially to those pregnant women who are in the delivery period of the 5 months, 6 months, नहीं तो problems हो सकती हैं. Similarly, for the males, if I say, in the males, excess of the oxytocin causes the baldness. It causes the baldness, ganjapan. Baldness मतलब ganjapan. Okay. So these days you might have seen in the age of the 25, in the age of the 30, even the male become bald, because it may be one of the reason, not only the reason, it may be one of the reason. And that is what? The excess amount of the oxytocin intake by these people. So these are the certain important uses of the oxytocin. It is responsible for the labor pain. It is responsible for the milk ejection. Got it? Now, after that, I'm talking about the next hormone, and that is ADH. The full form of ADH is anti-diuretic hormone. antidiuretic hormone. This antidiuretic hormone ADH is also named as pitressin. Also named as pitressin. Okay, this is pitocin and this is pitressin. Oxytocin is pitocin and ADH is pitressin, remember. And this also synthesized in the hypothalamus and stores into the neurohypophysis or the posterior pituitary gland. And this ADH is the hormone which is basically responsible to make the urine concentrate. If you all remember in chapter 19, when I was talking about the regulation of the kidney, I explained about the role of the ADH there, that if in the person, what? The diluted urine is there, then from the posterior pituitary gland, the ADH is secreted. And this ADH increases the sodium ion absorption in DCT. Sodium absorption increases in the DCT under the influence of ADH. And in that way, indirectly, it also increases the absorption of the water efficiently in DCT. And in that way, the urine will be concentrated one. Concentrated urine will be produced over there. And that's why it is called as antidiuretic. Diuresis, बार urine pass out करने से उल्टा antidiuretic hormone it is. Now, if in a person, the level of ADH is low, suppose if in a person, ADH level is low, what happens? Lower than the normal. In that case, that person might be suffering from a disease, and that disease is called as diabetes insipidus. Remember, this diabetes insipidus is different from another diabetes about which you all might have heard, and that is diabetes mellitus. आपने जो ज्यादातर सुना है वो diabetes mellitus के बारे में सुना है, in which actually in the urine the sugar is present, sugar in urine. Okay, and try to understand. This diabetes mellitus is there because of the low secretion of the insulin. If in a person the hyposecretion of the insulin is there, then in that case in the urine the sugar start passing out, and that is called as diabetes mellitus. But ADH, if lesser in the secretion, then more diluted urine will form. Okay. And in that case, what happened? The person might be suffering from polyuria condition. Polyuria हो जाता है, उसको बार-बार urination होता है क्योंकि amount of the urine is more, diluted urine it is, polyuria. Remember, in this type of the diabetes, sugar is not present in the urine. Remember, sugar is not present in the urine. Sugar is absent in urine. So diabetes insipidus is different from the diabetes mellitus. Diabetes insipidus is because of the hyposecretion of the ADH from the posterior pituitary, and diabetes mellitus is because of the hyposecretion of the insulin from the pancreas gland. So these are the two different types of the diseases actually. Is this in clear or not to all? What I'm asking you that how many of you have a regular schedule to wake up in the morning? Regular schedule. Okay, Sanjay, good. That means I want to say it is always suggested that whatever time we sleep in night, at 11 o'clock, at 12 or midnight, or 1 o'clock in night, whatever. But early in the morning, always on a fixed time, we should wake up. We should wake up at fixed time. Now, what is the reason to say this thing? Why it is said? ऐसा क्यों कहा जाता है कि हमको सुबह उठने का टाइम फिक्स रखना चाहिए? And those need not to explain me this thing, but those who have irregular pattern of wake up in the morning, Those who are sometime wake up at 7 in the morning, sometime 5 in the morning, sometime 11 in the morning, or sometime 12 noon, mid of the day. Okay, they all might have observed that their biological clock is little bit disturbed. Biological clock is disturbed. Biological clock is disturbed means you have indigestion problems, you have the loss of appetite sometime, and sometimes you feel yourself uneasy. And the reason comes here, another gland about which we are talking now, and that is pineal gland. That is pineal gland. Now see, pineal gland is the gland which is also present in the brain. It is also in the brain. Dekho, hypothalamus in the brain, pituitary gland in the brain, and the third one is pineal gland, and this gland is also present in the brain, and this pineal gland is also named as epiphysis. Pituitary gland के लिए मैंने कहा था hypophysis. Pituitary gland is called as hypophysis, and pineal gland is called as epiphysis. The reason behind it is what? That if you see the diagram of the brain which is given over there, then you will see that if you remember, I explained that at the floor of the diencephalon, the floor of the diencephalon is what? Hypothalamus, and from the hypothalamus with the stalk-like structure named as infundibulum, the pituitary was hanged down in the sella trashica cavity. Okay, and here on the roof of the diencephalon, here you will see that here the epiphysis or the pineal gland is situated. Diencephalon ki chat pe epiphysis on the roof means on epithalamus. Actually, if I say that this pineal gland is there, and this is the what? This is the pituitary gland. So that's why it is called as hypophysis. Hypo, niche, hypophysis, and this is epiphysis. Okay. So the pineal gland is also named as epiphysis. And if I talk about the pineal gland in origin, the pineal gland is also ectodermal. It is also ectodermal in origin, pineal gland. And let me tell you one thing. These days, it is a subject of research. The functioning of the pineal gland. पूरे वर्ल्ड में एंडोक्राइन ग्लैंड्स में अगर किसी पे सबसे ज्यादा रिसर्चेस हो रही हैं, तो पिनियल ग्लैंड एंड पिनियल ग्लैंड से सिक्रेट होने वाले हार्मोन्स हो रही हैं इन दिनों में. This is the subject of the current research. Remember. Okay. Now question comes, why the pineal gland is a subject of research? From the pineal gland, there is a hormone release, and the name of the hormone is melatonin. Melatonin. What is the name of the hormone? The name of the hormone is melatonin. Remember, melatonin hormone is released from the pineal gland. This hormone is also called as very commonly sleep hormone. It is also called as sleep hormone. I don't know how many of you might be knowing about it, but it is a very common fact, and it is very commonly said, the bedroom in which you are sleeping, आपके bedroom में, when you are sleeping in night, वहां कोई lamp या कोई light नहीं होनी चाहिए. It should be dark. Your bedroom should be the dark when you are sleeping. In the night, it should be dark. Night lamp या night bulb वगैरह जलाने की आदत नहीं रखनी चाहिए. If you need a sound sleep, अगर आपको sound sleep चाहिए तो. Is there anyone who is having who are used to use the night lamp or the lights in their bedroom during the sleep? Then they might have feel it that they are lacking the sound sleep. Sound sleep बहुत कम आती होगी उनको. Sound sleep से मतलब है deep sleep or undisturbed sleep. Now question comes, why this all? Even in some of the Hollywood movies and in some of the movies you might have seen, कई सारे लोगों को देखा होगा बिफोर स्लीपिंग, जब वो रात को सो रहे होते हैं उससे पहले अपनी आंखों पर एक काली पट्टी बांधते हैं वो, और उस काली पट्टी को बांध के सोते हैं वो, if they have the lighted condition in their room, है ना, like in northern hemisphere, Germany, if you go to the Germany or England and there where रात के 1 बजे 2 बजे तक भी सूरज रहता है और उनको सोना तो रात को है, तो at the time what they do actually, they use the eye band, that darker one, black one, and उसको use करके and they sleep for the sound sleep. Now question comes, why? How this all is affected? Try to understand. If suppose this is the brain of the person, and here this is the pituitary gland, and here this is the pineal gland. This is the pineal gland. Okay. Now, if lighted condition is there, if the sun or any light, artificial or natural light is there, and if this light is reaching to your eyes, to your retina, then from the retina the masses are sent to the pineal gland not to secrete the melatonin hormone, not to secrete the melatonin. I'm saying not to secrete. That means in daytime or in lighted condition, always the level of melatonin will be lesser in the body, because the impulses, the response, the masses are sending to the pineal not to secrete it. But in the night, when now the lighted conditions are not reaching to your retina, okay, or when your eyes are closed, or when you are using the eye band, okay. So eye band, if you are using the eye band, now the light is not reaching to your retina, then these messages stopped sending. ये जो message जा रहे थे to the pineal gland, वो रुक गए. And as soon as these messages are stopped to reach, what happened? Now pineal gland starts secreting the melatonin hormone. और इसीलिए डार्क कंडीशन में हमेशा सोने के लिए कहते हैं, क्योंकि melatonin hormone का secretion बढ़ेगा. So it is always suggested that if you are sleeping every day 11 PM in night, तो 9 साढ़े 9 आप अंधेरा कर लो अपने कमरे में और उसके बाद सोना शुरू हो जाओ. So till 11, gradually and slowly, what happened? The level of melatonin will increase in your body, and it will induce the sleep. हमेशा कहा जाता है सोने वाले कमरे में अंधेरा करके सो. The reason behind it is this. And when a person have a deep and sound sleep, you all might have seen, उसको थकान बहुत कम होती है, fatigue बहुत कम होती है. He or she may remain fresh. And if you have if you are not having a sound sleep, बार बार नींद खुलती है रात में आपकी, बार बार रात में नींद खुल जाती है. In that case, what happen? You feel yourself uneasy. सुबह मॉर्निंग में आपको लगेगा थके हुए हैं, बहुत ज्यादा थकान सी हो रही है and all. Because this hormone melatonin is helping to reduce your fatigue also. आपकी मस्कुलर जो फटीग है, थकान है, उसको रोकने में भी यहां पर ये हेल्प करता है. Now, when we are talking about the melatonin, as I said, the melatonin is increase in dark. That means the level of the melatonin will be high in between 12 in night to 4 PM, early in the morning, 4 AM, early in the morning. You will see that it will be higher in level, क्योंकि रात के अंदर इसका secretion हुआ. Now see, from ancient time in Indian mythology and in the different Vedas, it is suggested कि हमको पढ़ाई जो करनी चाहिए हमेशा सुबह के समय उठ के करनी चाहिए. अर्ली इन द मॉर्निंग हमको पढ़ना चाहिए, 4 बजे 5 बजे, अर्ली इन द मॉर्निंग हमको सुबह उठ के पढ़ना चाहिए. दो दीज डेज द पैटर्न इज व्हाट, हम उल्लुओं की जैसे रात को पढ़ते रहते हैं सारी रात. नाउ व्हाट इज द लॉजिक बिहाइंड इट, जस्ट सी. क्यों कहा होगा उन्होंने? बिकॉज early in the morning you have the higher level of melatonin in your body, and this higher level of melatonin, because of this you are not having the fatigue condition, aapko thakaan nahi hogi, and your retention of the thing which you studied will be more. आपकी मेमोरी अच्छी रहेगी, सुबह की चीजें याद कभी भूलते नहीं हो आप, because this is one of the reason. Though here still research is required on it, but one of the reason is this one actually. That's why it is always suggested कि सुबह के टाइम उठ के पढ़ना चाहिए. Another thing, every one of us is having a biological clock in the body. हर एक के अंदर एक बायोलॉजिकल क्लॉक है. आपके अंदर, हम सब में भी एक घड़ी है. बायोलॉजिकल क्लॉक इज देयर which is named as circadian clock or the biological clock. And if you want to feel, आप महसूस करना, if every day those who have the regular schedule of waking up in the morning, अगर आप रोज सुबह 7 बजे उठ जाते हो, सपोज करो 7 AM अर्ली इन द मॉर्निंग, हर रोज, चाहे कुछ भी हो जाए, रात को 2 बजे सोए तो भी सुबह 7 बजे उठ जाएंगे, रात को 9 बजे सोए तो भी 7 बजे उठ जाएंगे सुबह, और रात को अभी सुबह 5 बजे सोए हो तो भी 7 बजे उठ जाएंगे. इफ दिस काइंड ऑफ द पीपल, तो उनको किसी अलार्म की जरूरत नहीं होती है. दे डू नॉट रिक्वायर्ड एनी अलार्म. सुबह 7 बजते ही एक बार तो एटलीस्ट उनकी नींद खुलेगी. अगर आज आप आलस करके सोच लो यार ठीक है आज कोई क्लास भी नहीं है, कहीं जाना भी नहीं है, 11 बजे तक सो लेते हैं, है ना, तो एवरी वन ऑफ यू जिन्होंने ये चीज महसूस की होगी कि एक बार तो 7 बजे नींद खुली होगी आपकी, एक बार तो 7 बजे नींद खुली होगी. आर यू एग्री विद दिस और नॉट? लेट मी नो. So what is the reason, as you all agreed on it, what is the reason? क्योंकि आपकी बॉडी के अंदर जो बायोलॉजिकल क्लॉक है, that is set in this pattern that 7 o'clock early in the morning बंदे को भैया उठना होता है, सुबह स्कूल जाने के लिए तैयार होना होता है, तो उठाओ इसको. Then 7 o'clock आपकी नींद खुल जाएगी, because it is a wake up time. Then after 7, if 7:30 or 7:40, if you go for the motion, आप फ्रेश होने के लिए जाते हो, ठीक है, तो आपने ये भी महसूस किया होगा कि एवरी डे 7:30 और 7:40 आपको सोचने की जरूरत नहीं होती, आपको प्रेशर बनना शुरू हो जाता है कि भैया आप फ्रेश होने जाना है. दैट ऑल. एंड इफ यू आर टेकिंग एवरी डे द लंच एट 10 AM, आप, है ना, 10 AM अगर आपको खाना खाने की आदत है, तो देखो 10 AM अगर किसी दिन आपको खाना नहीं मिले तो यू माइट हैव फील, आपको ऐसा लगता है जैसे हंगर पैंग्स ओरिजिनेट होते हैं, गुड़ गुड़ पेट के अंदर. ओके, हंगर पैग्स, और लगता है कुछ ना कुछ तो खा ले, थोड़ा बहुत तो कुछ तो खा ले. बट नाउ सपोज इफ यू हैव अ वेरी इरेगुलर शेड्यूल, आज 7 बजे उठ गए, आज 8 बजे उठ गए, आज 9 बजे उठ गए, आज 10 बजे उठ गए. नाउ व्हाट, यू डिस्टर्ब योर बायोलॉजिकल क्लॉक. आपने अपनी बायोलॉजिकल क्लॉक को डिस्टर्ब कर लिया. 7 बजे उठ रहे थे, हमेशा 7 बजे उठ रहे थे, नाउ फ्रॉम लास्ट 1 वीक आप 8 बजे उठ रहे हो, तो 7:40 आपका जो फ्रेश होने का टाइम था, वो टाइम तो आपका सोने में निकल गया. अब आप 8 बजे उठे, 8 बजे उठने के बाद अब आप सोचते हो प्रेशर आए, मोशन आए और फ्रेश होने जाऊं, प्रेशर आ ही नहीं रहा है, परेशानी होती है, मम्मी पानी पिला दो, मम्मी चाय पिला दो, ये कर दो, वो कर, बिकॉज द टाइम इज नॉट देयर नाउ, इट इज नॉट. अब तो टाइम किसका आ रहा है? 10 बजे तो ब्रेकफास्ट का आ रहा है, खाने का आ रहा है, और मम्मी कहती है 10 बजे ले खाना खा ले बेटा, 10 बजे. अरे कहां खा ले, अभी 9 बजे तो उठे, अभी कहां खाना खा ले. क्यों? बायोलॉजिकल क्लॉक डिस्टर्ब हो गई. एंड दैट्स व्हाई इट इज ऑलवेज सेड, इफ यू वांट टू हैव अ बेटर लाइफ, इफ यू वांट टू हैव अ गुड पैटर्न ऑफ द लाइफ, देन you should keep your biological clock in a proper way. और प्रॉपर वे में रखने का तरीका यही होता है कि अर्ली इन द मॉर्निंग आप अपना उठने का टाइम फिक्स रखो, सो दैट होल डे योर प्रोसेस रिमेन सेम. ओके, सो दिस इज द फंक्शन ऑफ द मेलाटोनिन हार्मोन. बायोलॉजिकल क्लॉक को मेंटेन करना है. एज दिस आई ऑलवेज से, मैं अक्सर बच्चों को कहता हूं इस चीज के लिए कि प्लीज आप अपना सोने का टाइम कुछ भी रखो, लेकिन उठने का टाइम सुबह का जो है वो अपना फिक्स रखो। आपकी थकान कम होगी, आपकी याददाश्त अच्छी रहेगी, आपको पढ़ने में, आपको काम करने में मन अच्छा लगेगा। एंड कभी भी अपने बेडरूम में लाइट जला के नहीं सोना चाहिए, आपको बल्ब्स वगैरह बंद करके फिर उसके बाद अच्छे से सोना चाहिए। यू विल हैव डीप स्लीप, अनडिस्टर्ब्ड स्लीप in that case. So that is about the pineal gland. Okay, now, so in the brain we studied about the three glands. हमने 3 glands study कर ली. Hypothalamus, about which I said this is the supreme commander who controls the pituitary gland. Pituitary gland was also in the brain, है ना, जिसको हाइपोफाइसिस कहा था. Then another gland I discussed here, the pineal gland, जिसके बारे में मैंने बात की. Pineal gland also discussed. So ये 3 glands हमने डिस्कस कर ली है. Now यहाँ एक क्वेश्चन और बनता है. If someone asks you, name the smallest endocrine gland. Name the smallest endocrine gland. Then the smallest endocrine gland is the pituitary gland. Pituitary gland is the smallest endocrine gland. And now the next gland which I am going to start, and that is thyroid. And thyroid is the largest endocrine gland. Largest endocrine gland. Remember, listen me carefully. This is largest endocrine gland. If question is asked, largest gland, then the answer will be liver. The largest gland is the liver. Remember, even largest exocrine gland is also liver. But if the question is largest endocrine gland, then the largest endocrine gland is the thyroid gland. Okay, so the thyroid gland is largest endocrine gland, which is endodermal in origin. Endodermal in origin. It is endodermal in origin, thyroid gland. And now question comes, where it is situated. Where it is. So if we talk about, you all might have seen the trachea part, this trachea part. So around the trachea part, on the right and left side, of the trachea part, here in the neck region, okay, here the thyroid gland is present. That means if this is the trachea, then around the trachea here, you will see the 2 large lobes of the thyroid glands are there. That means the thyroid is having the 2 lobes. 2 lobes are there in the thyroid. Okay. Here in the thyroid, this is the trachea and this is the larynx region. If you all remember, during the respiration, we talked about it. Larynx. So on the lateral side of the larynx, this is present, and it is a bilobed organ. Bilobed. 2 lobe hai, dekho, right lobe and left lobe. Bilobed organ it is. And both these two lobes are connected with each other with the help of the connective tissue. दोनों लोब आपस में एक दूसरे से जुड़े हुए होते हैं, and that connective tissue is what? This is called as isthmus. What is it? Isthmus. Now, isthmus किसको कहते हैं, देखो समझना. आपने अगर मैप देखा हो, वर्ल्ड मैप, then you might have seen the North America and South America. Okay. Both the larger land part were connected once upon a time with a very small narrow land, और इस narrow land का पार्ट नाम था isthmus. इसको नाम दिया गया था isthmus. तो कभी भी 2 बड़े लैंड पार्ट अगर एक छोटे से लैंड पार्ट से, नैरो लैंड पार्ट से जुड़े हुए होते हैं, तो उनको isthmus बोलते हैं. हालांकि आजकल तो अब यहाँ पर वो कोई एक कैनाल बना दी गई है, स्वेज कैनाल है या पनामा कैनाल है, आई डोंट नो कौन सी वाली है यहाँ पर, बट अ कैनाल इज देयर नाउ. ओके, तो ये इसको काट दिया गया काफी कुछ, बट दिस यहां से आता है ये isthmus टर्म. सो यू कैन सी 2 larger lobe, One is the right lobe, a bigger lobe, and the another small, bigger lobe of the thyroid, and both are connected with each other with the help of the stemmus. और इसलिए यहाँ पर stemmus term use की है. Okay. And if I take the transverse section of the thyroid lobe, मैं thyroid lobe का किसी भी एक lobe का अगर transverse section cut करूं, and if I say, if I observe it under the microscope, then you will see in the thyroid there are small numerous follicle structures are found. इस तरह से कई सारे follicle structures होते हैं उसके अंदर, thyroid के अंदर. In the connective tissue, you will see this kind of the follicular structure. Remember, beta, these all things are not given in the book, and that's why I suggest you all to join the class, because so many things which are important for your competition and all I'm explaining here. So in the microscopic structure, you will see that thyroid is having these structures, and this structure, this complete structure is what? This is called as thyroid follicles. So numerous thyroid follicles are there, and these thyroid follicles are made up of, each and every thyroid follicle is made up of cuboidal epithelium. This layer is actually the cuboidal epithelium. Cuboidal epithelium. So this cuboidal epithelium is making over there the one structure which is called as thyroid follicle, and inside the thyroid follicle here, inside the thyroid follicle here, in all the thyroid follicle here, a homogeneous material is present, and that homogeneous material is called as colloidal substance, colloid. Okay, and in this colloid, actually the T3 and T4 hormones are synthesized. In the T3 and T4 hormones are present here. And these thyroid, these follicles are present in the connective tissue. This all is the connective tissue. ये सारा connective tissue जिसके अंदर ये इस तरह से thyroid follicles are present. So this connective tissue is what? This is called as stroma. Stroma. So in the stroma, the major part is synthesized by the thyroid follicle. Numerous thyroid follicles are there, and these thyroid follicles having the stored T3 and T4 which is synthesized in it. Beside these thyroid follicle in the stroma, beside these thyroid follicle in the stroma, some other small cells are also present in the cluster. यहाँ पर हो गई, यहाँ पर हो गई, ये यहाँ पर हो गई, इस तरह से in the stroma here. Some other cells are also found, and these cells which are present in the stroma part of the thyroid gland, they are called as parafollicular cells or C cells, parafollicular cells or C cells. And this parafollicular cell and C cell is actually responsible for the secretion of one hormone, and the name of this hormone is thyrocalcitonin. Thyrocalcitonin. That means from the thyroid gland, you will see that the three hormones are released. T3, which is very commonly named as thyronine. T4, which is commonly called as thyroxine. And third is thyrocalcitonin. Third is the thyrocalcitonin. So the three hormones are actually released from the thyroid gland. Out of these three, the two are released from the thyroid follicle, and one, this thyrocalcitonin, is released from the C cells or from the parafollicular cells. Remember, ये दोनों के secretion sites में difference है. Okay. Now we will discuss in the next class about the functions of the thyroid gland and their hormones in detail. So be in the class on scheduled time so that we can discuss about it in the detail over there. So that's all for the today's class.